But it makes a lot of sense though, because if you have a standardized nozzle and a heater, then that glass coming through, once it reaches a specific viscosity, it's going to behave a certain way. You've got a baseline, and then you can raise or lower the temperature in order to change those behaviors.
Exactly right, yeah.
It's so simple.
It's so simple.
It's so simple.
It's crazy how it kind of worked out. We thought it would be way harder to switch glasses, and then when we started trying it, it was like, this is actually really cool. We could just do other glasses.
So, and the glass too, the performance of it. Can I hold this?
Yeah, you can have a look underneath. You see the honeycomb?
Oh, it's got a honeycomb, yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the things that the Benchy provides is performance metrics for an additive machine.
Yes.
And one of those metrics is how well it can bridge.
Yeah,
and when I talk about glass, a big melty glass, I don't imagine it bridging, but you've done it. That's a bridge.
Yeah, exactly. It's this was the first attempt at our Benchy, actually, the very, very first one.
There are people who melt polymers and have a 3D Benchy that's worse than this for their first attempt.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we are pretty happy with how it came out. Like, we didn't expect the bridging to come out so well because, you know, the glass is at like almost 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
So like, glass is an interesting material. You know, the viscosity curve and the way that it cools is actually, it's logarithmic in how, you know, it cools very quickly, and the change of behavior happens over a relatively small temperature range. It only has to drop like 100 degrees, 200 degrees, and that happens quite quickly when you're laying down a small amount of material.
Oh, that's right. All the energy is going into that
just
tip.
a tiny amount. So it basically cools down instantaneously, or within like, you know, 5 seconds. So,
or it cools to the point it needs to.
Yeah, exactly.
In seconds,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
So
it's still.
It's still 500 degrees.
It's still
in the
going to
furnace.
burn you,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's past that critical point.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, the Benchy with bridging, that's actually mind-blowing. But I want to talk about multicolor here because you've got pink glass. I see like an orangish, burnt orange glass. And may I?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can. That one's a controlled failure, so it has very delicate points. You can only make this part with 3D printing. Can you see all the little tiny imperfections? They are actually meant to be there because...
Really?
Yeah, what we have done is at all these spots, we kind of pause and extrude a bit of glass, and then very quickly, a bit quicker, kind of go to the next point. So we want it to under extrude at those points, because when you shine a light through there, you kind of get like this, you get refraction off the glass, but then also you can see the source of light, which is unique to 3D printing, and that's what we want to do. We want to make new parts in a new way, do things differently, not just do the old stuff a different way.
But digital glass.
Digital glass, all from a digital design.
So how do you make it blue or pink or orange?
Right, so because we make the filament, we basically just have a different color glass that goes into it. What's really cool though is all this glass is 100% recycled. It's from the bin of a glass blowing studio that we just made friends with.
Okay, so this isn't the beer bottles in my recycle bin.
No,
this is qualified glass.
Yes, and we definitely do that. It's just this glass, there's heaps of the waste of this glass, and it is made to be reheated. So it's just a bit easier technically for us to work with. Whereas the beer bottle glass is made to go into a mold and very quickly solidify. So it's just, it requires a higher temperature, and then it has also a few more impurities because, you know, beer and stuff has gone into it.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's a different level, a quality of glass, and in order to use glass for additive, it has to be of a certain quality level or type, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, glass is often thought of to be a very, you know, infinitely recyclable, but if it's not clean, or if there are impurities like stones and ceramics in there, then obviously we have to be careful about what we're putting into our machine.
I'm sorry you didn't put a 200-kilogram machine in your baggage, but you know, that's not here nor there. Formnext has been amazing, and being able to see this in person, especially on the live broadcast, was fun. People are going to have a lot of questions. Tony, where can they go to find out more about maple glass?
Yeah, so just have a look online. Just Google maple glass printing. We're on all the social medias. That's what everyone does these days.
We'll put links down below, though.
Perfect. Thank you. That's great. Yeah.
If you made it this far in the episode, you're awesome. Don't forget to hug each other more. Fight for cause you believe in. Print all the glass. I like to say that.
Yeah.
And as always, high five. Bring
Yes.
it in.
Legend.
Oh,
that was great contact.
That was crisp.
Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you, dude.
My Capital One team made it easy to redeem your credit card rewards in stores like REI. We built an API that is serverless, scalable, and reusable.
Really? Want to test the waters?
Well, the whole caching thing is still in alpha. That's technology at Capital One.